नमो नमो हरिहन्ताणम् नमो नमो सिद्धाणम् नमो नमो आयर्याणम् नमो नमो विजायाणम् नमो नमो हरिहन्ताणम् नमो नमो सिद्धाणम् नमो नमो आयर्याणम् नमो नमो विजायाणम् नमो लोय सब सागुणम् ऐसो पंच नमोकारो सर्व पाव पणासनो मंगलाडं च सर्वेसि परममः वै मङ्गलम् नमो नमो हरिहन्ताणम् नमो नमो सिद्धाणम् नमो नमो आयर्याणम् नमो नमो विजायाणम् नमो लोय सब सागुणम् ऐसो पंच नमोकारो सर्व पाव पणासनो मंगलाडं च सर्वेसि परमं वै मङ्गलम् तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानु सुते देवी प्रणामामि प्रिय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त हरिर नाम हरिर नामेव हे गोविंद हे गोपाल हे गोविंद हे गोपाल हे गोविंद हे गोपाल हे दयाल हे दयाल हे गोविंद हे गोपाल हे गोविंद हे गोपाल हे दयाल हे दयाल प्राणनाथ अनाथ सखी प्राणनाथ अनाथ सखी प्राणनाथ अनाथ सखी दीन दर्द निहार दीन दर्द निहार हे गोविंद हे गोपाल हे गोविंद हे गोपाल हे गोविंद हे गोपाल हे दयाल हे दयाल हे समरथ अगम्य पूरन, हे समरथ अगम्य पूरन, हे समरथ अगम्य पूरन, मोह माया धार, मोह माया धार। हे गोविंद हे गोपाल, हे गोविंद हे गोपाल, हे दयाल धाम, हे दयाल अंधकूप महाभयान, अंधकूप महाभयान, अंधकूप महाभयान, नानक पार उतार, नानक पार उतार। हे गोविंद हे गोपाल, हे गोविंद हे गोपाल, हे दयाल धाम, हे दयाल धाम। हे गोविंद हे गोपाल, हे गोविंद हे गोपाल, हे दयाल धाम, हे दयाल धाम, हे दयाल धाम। The next verse that we will present before you is a beautiful hymn called Abide With Me. It was Mahatma Gandhi's favorite hymn, and it is a plea to God, a call to God to abide by one, to be by one's side in one's hour of darkness, in one's eventide. We blended it with a very beautiful verse which felt like an answer almost in the words of Sufi saint Kabir Das. So this is our version of Abide With Me with a little help from Kabir. When other helpers fail and comforts believe, help of the helpless, oh, abide with me. Thy presence every passing hour. What but thy grace can foil the tempter's power? Who like thyself, my guide and stay can be? Through cloud, through sunshine, abide with me. I fear no foe, with thee at hand to bless. Ills have no weight and tears no bitterness. Where is death's sting? Where grave thy victory? I triumph still if thou abide with me.
मोको कहाँ ढूंढे रे बंदे, मैं तो तेरे पास में। मोको कहाँ ढूंढे रे बंदे, मैं तो तेरे पास में। ना तीरथ में ना मूरत में, ना तीरथ में ना मूरत में, ना एकांत निवास में। मोको कहाँ ढूंढे रे बंदे, मैं तो तेरे पास में। मोको कहाँ ढूंढे रे
ना मंदिर में, ना मस्जिद में, ना काशी कैलाश में, ना मैं जप में, ना मैं तप में, ना मैं व्रत उपवास में, ना मैं क्रिया कर्म में रहता, ना ही योग संन्यास में, ना ही प्राण में, ना ही पिंड में, ना ब्रह्मांड आकाश में, ना मैं भृकुटी भंवर गुफा में, सब श्वासन की श्वास में। खींचे हुए तुरंत मिल जा इस पल की तलाश में। कहे कबीर सुनो भाई साधो, मैं तो हूँ विश्वास में।
मोको कहाँ ढूंढे रे बंदे, मैं तो तेरे पास में। मोको कहाँ ढूंढे रे बंदे, तीरथ में ना मूरत में ना एकांत निवास में मोह को कहाँ ढूंढे रे बंदे मैं तो तेरे पास में मोह को कहाँ ढूंढे रे बंदे मैं तो तेरे पास में Hold thou thy cross before my closing eyes. Shine through the gloom and point me to the skies. Heaven's morning breaks and earth's vain shadows flee. In life, in death, O Lord, abide with me. In life, in death, abide with me.
This next verse is by Kabir. This is something I composed many years ago. It has a very, very beautiful meaning. He talks of the immortality of the soul in this one. He says, Aunga na jaunga, jiunga na marunga, Guru ke sabad mein Ram Ram rahunga. He says, how can I ever leave this world when I was never here? And strangely enough, I have always been here, so I can never leave. And I will continue to be here, even when you think I have left, in the utterance of the name of the Lord. He says, I am in everything around you. I am in time. I am in your yesterdays, in your todays, in your tomorrows. I am the giver of life, but I am the receiver too. I am every man and every woman. I'm the sweetness of life, but I am the bitterness too. I am in every Hindu, in every Mussalman too. I am a drop in the ocean, but I am the ocean too. I am the fisherman who casts his net, but I am the fish too. So every time you think I am not with you, know that I am in everything you see and in everything you do. Aunga na jaunga, jiunga na marunga, Guru ke sabad mein Ram Ram rahunga. जाऊंगा, जीऊंगा न मरूंगा, आऊंगा न जाऊंगा, जीऊंगा न मरूंगा। गुर के शब्द में, गुर के शब्द में राम राम रहूँगा, राम राम रहूँगा। आऊँगा न जाऊँगा, जीऊँगा न मरूँगा, आऊँगा न जाऊँगा, जीऊँगा न मरूँगा। गुर के शब्द में, गुर के शब्द में राम राम रहूँगा, राम राम रहूँगा। आप कटोरा आप थारी, आप कटोरा आप थारी, आप कटोरा आप थारी, आप पूरक आप नारी, आप पूरक आप नारी, आप सदा फल आप नींबू, आप सदा फल आप नींबू, आप सदा फल आप नींबू, आप मुसलमान आप हिंदू, आप समुंदर आप बिंदु। आऊँगा न जाऊँगा, जीऊँगा न मरूँगा। Quietly, quietly I shall go from your life. Yet quietly, I shall remain in your life. For you are of me, and I am in you. And there I shall remain, warming your heart on a troubled day, lightening your spirit on a happy one, listening to you always and guiding you silently from far. Remember that I have not gone. Remember that I am still here. For death, it is nothing at all. It is how I lived that matters. It is how I lived that matters.
आपे मच कच आपे जा आपे मच कच आपे जा आपे जीवर आपे का आपे जीवर आपे का कहे कबीर हम नाही रे नाही 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 ना हम जीवत नामो यलमाही ना हम जीवत नामो यलमाही आऊंगा न जाऊंगा जीऊंगा न मरूंगा आऊंगा न जाऊंगा जीऊंगा न मरूंगा गुर के सबद में गुर के सबद में राम राम रहूंगा राम राम रहूंगा राम राम रहूंगा was a secret chord that David played, and it pleased the Lord. But you don't really care for music, do ya? Now it goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall, the major lift, the baffled king composing hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Your faith was strong, but you needed proof. You saw her there upon the roof, her beauty and the moonlight overthrew you. Delilah tied you to a chair, she broke your throne and she cut your hair, and from your lips she drew the hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. You say I took his name in vain. I do not even know which name the holy dove was moving up above you. There's a blaze of light in every word. It doesn't matter which you heard, the holy or the spoken. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Maybe I've been here before. I know this room and I've walked this floor. I used to live alone before I knew you. Now I've seen your flag on the marble arch. Our love is not a victory march. It's when every breath we draw is hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. cannot see and I cannot touch, but I know that there's a truth when I can feel ya. And it's not a cry you hear at night, it's not someone who's seen the light, it's a true and it's a broken hallelujah, 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 Allahu, 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 Allahu.
मन कुंत माला मन कुंत माला मन कुंत माला मन कुंत माला
The end is near, and so I face the final curtain. My friends, I'll say it clear, I'll state my case, of which I'm certain. I've lived a life that's full, I've traveled each and every highway, but much more than this, I did it my way. Regrets, I've had a few, but then again, too few to mention. I did what I had to do and saw it through without exemption. I planned and each charted course, each careful step along the byway, but much more than this, I did it my way. Yes, there were times, I'm sure you knew, when I bit off more than I could chew. But through it all, when there was doubt, I ate it up and spat it out. I faced it all, and I stood tall and did it my way. I've loved, I've laughed and cried, I've had my fill, my share of losing, and now as tears subside, I find it all so amusing to think I did all that, and may I say, not in a shy way. Oh no, not me. I did it my way. For what is a man? What has he got, if not himself? Then he has not to say the things he truly feels, and not the words of one who kneels. The record shows I took the blows and did it my Yes, it was my way.
Thank you, Miss Sonam Kaldra and company. That was a magical and heartfelt performance, really amazing. Deeply exhilarating and sorrowful and uplifting all at the same time, really magical stuff. And I think it perfectly encapsulates, how we're all feeling right now. Thank you, everybody, for joining us, for braving the Delhi traffic and in the middle of the holiday season, to join us on this day of remembrance and celebration of Mr. C.B. Jain. Really delighted that you could make it, and I'm sure he would have been thrilled to know that all of you are here. Mr. C.B. Jain, remarkable man. Where can I start? I mean, I'm actually not going to speak too much about him today. We have a number of speakers here to share their personal stories of him. But I will say one thing, that this man really was responsible for lifting the Jain family out of poverty a couple of generations ago, really breaking through all sorts of barriers through sheer force of will, and opening up a world of opportunities for 3 generations of Jains, all of which are represented here today. So we all owe a huge debt of gratitude to this man, and on that note, I'd like to invite a few people here to say some words and share their stories. I'll start with Mrs. Madhu Jain. That's his daughter-in-law. and also my mother.
Namaste all. Thank you for coming here and being with us in the prayer ceremony of my father-in-law, who was not a father-in-law but a dear father, always. So December 24th, 2023 was a sad day for us, for we lost a very caring and loving father. I'm honored to have had the privilege to have been able to call him dad. After my father passed away, he was the only dad I knew. Over the 45 years I've known him, I saw how caring and how loving he was to me and all of us in the family. He loved his sons equally. To him, his grandchildren were very, very special. One day he remarked, "If I knew how precious and loving the grandchildren are, I would have had them first." He was blessed with 5 great-grandchildren, and so he led a really full life. Our dad had great sense of humor. He never failed to make us laugh with words of his his actions. Dad was very kind and compassionate man. He went out of his way to help the poor and needy. Most of all, he did a lot for his children in terms of educating them in the world's finest institutions. I have learned a lot from him. He truly taught me how to deal with this world, helped me get the confidence to live with my husband in various countries. I am the youngest in my family, and so was not worldly wise, but married young. He became my mentor. He advised me to work with his very dear friend Abaji, Mrs. Abba Dalmia. She is right here amongst us, in her travel agency. That really got me ready to deal with different people, both in terms of speaking and traveling. Then I was off to different countries and did it comfortably. From a small town in Jaipur, I became a globetrotter. Now I will cherish these memories and remember him fondly. He shared a special relationship with his friends and colleagues, reached the top in his work as an IAS officer, held very prestigious posts, DG Tourism being the last one. One before he retired, studied law, wrote and recited Urdu poetry, and was extremely social man of varied interests, including having pretty women as his friends. Dad, on a humble note, you are in a good place, and we will pray for your soul to rest in eternal peace. We will all love you always. Thank you.
Thanks, Madhu. Next, I think we will have a video message from Vicky Nair. Vicky, like many people at this time of the year, is not currently in Delhi, but he's one of the funniest guys I've come across, and he wanted to share a few words. So if we could please have Mr. Nair's video now. Thank you.
Uncle Jain was a person who loved life. He had a great sense of humor, and we shared many laughs together. This is classic Uncle Jain. The occasion, my mother's 80th birthday. 12 years ago, Uncle Jain, a sprightly 84. A glint in his eye, and he had that look. We were sure it was mischief he was about to cook. When he raised a toast to his pretty dost, he went on, and he had his say, mouthing mostly well-worn cliché. Generous friend, generous lady, those kind of things. You know, the usual stuff an 80th birthday brings. And finally, in classic, delightfully wicked Uncle Jain style, he said, जब मैं उनको मिलता हूँ, तो मैं सिर्फ उनके पैर ही छूता हूँ. वो कुछ और मुझे छूने नहीं देती. It brought the house down. That was Uncle Jain, delightfully wicked.
So thanks to Vicky Uncle for that. There's a definite theme here surrounding pretty women. Next up, I'd like to please welcome and invite Mr. Dhanendra Kumar to the stage. He's a dear friend and old colleague of Mr. C.B. Jain. Thank you.
Thank you, Ashwin, for giving me these few minutes to share a few memories. Mr. C.B. Jain was indeed a remarkable person. He was my first boss when I joined Government of India and 17 years senior to me. In IAS, seniority matters a lot. I joined IAS in 68, he joined IAS in 51. So 17 years senior to me, he didn't let me feel even for a moment that he was that senior. He was my guide, my mentor, my friend, and more than anything else, he was like a family elder. So when I came to Government of India, I got posted in London as resident director in the India Investment Center, and he was my immediate boss. And he taught me the ways of the Government of India, how to deal with the people there in a distant land in London. And he would always take me along when he was there to meet his friends, have dinner with them, and so on, and expanded my circle. Later on, I was deeply touched by his familial treatment to me. He always stayed with me when he was in London. He insisted that not only he, but his children also, Arun and Ajit, they stayed with me later whenever they visited that town where I was, whether it was London or anywhere else. And subsequently, I remember when once I visited New York, then Arun insisted that I stayed with him in a place somewhere in Chippakua or something. And I remember when I was getting down from the train, he had given me the directions. The Americans, the old senior citizens, they asked me, where are you going to? I said, this street. Are you Arun Jain's brother? I said, almost. I mean, they said that you resemble him so much. I didn't know that, but maybe all Indians do in a distant land. Altogether, I would say that it was a terrific relationship, a bondage that I had. I always used to wish him on his birthday, which was 4th of June, and he always used to wish me on my birthday, which was 6th June. So we were both Geminis, and maybe this was one of the reasons that we hit off with each other so well. I would only say that it was a privilege and honor to have worked with him. I learned so much from him throughout my long association. I don't want to take much of your time here, but it was a deep personal loss to know that he is no more. May God bless his soul. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Dhanendra Kumar. Ajit and Tinku couldn't be here today. Ajit is, for those of you who are unfamiliar, Ajit is the second son, Arun's younger brother. But he prepared some words which he's asked me to share with you. So it's my honor to relay his message. On behalf of my entire family, I want to express our sincere appreciation and thanks for the flowers, the kind words, and support that have been sent our way by so many of you. The kindness you have shown is more helpful than you know in a difficult situation that otherwise would be marked only with pain and loss. I must also express my deep, deep gratitude to my brother and his wife for taking such extraordinary care of my father over the years. They saw that all his needs, both physical and emotional, were more than met, and I am so very grateful that he was never without the comfort of family and companionship around him. Over these many years, they never made me feel that I was failing to do all that I should be doing. Just the opposite, in fact. It made me feel better to know that even if I could have been there every day, I could have done no better for my father, and he would have been in no better hands. For all that, I owe my brother and his wife a debt I cannot repay. Like many who have achieved success in their lives, I must credit most of my accomplishments to a long list of people who, through their support and counsel, have contributed to whatever tools and skills I managed to develop. In my case, my father is number one on that long list. It was his tenacious attention to my development that had the earliest and deepest impact on my life. Whatever challenges my unrefined abilities may have presented, my dad remained tireless and ruthless in his dedication to my improvement. He took a B minus student and turned him into an A plus student by being the ultimate tiger parent, pushing me harder and harder to focus on my studies and to pursue academic excellence. I'm sure my father's demanding approach would be very much out of favor by today's standards, where the most consistent advice from our greatest business leaders is to pursue one's passions, to find out first what one loves to do, and then go after it exclusively. My father did not subscribe to this approach. For him, success in life was less about indulging one's passions and more about recognizing that working hard in order to progress is difficult and frustrating, and that it is a mistake to confuse what is supposed to be hard work with satisfying one's passions. More often than not, this led to my main motivation in early life being fear of disappointing him, or worse, incurring his disapproval rather than feeling fulfilled. I'm sure that there were many times I felt he was too demanding, pushing me mentally, emotionally, and physically. Looking back on it, however, I have only gratitude and love for my father and the kind of man he was. While it may well seem by today's standards that he was cold and demanding, the truth is that he applied all he had learned about the world to preparing me for how to get ahead in it. My father correctly understood that the only way to get the best for me was to insist on getting the best from me. In the final analysis, I don't think a parent could ever do better than that, whether by the standards of today or the standards of that time. And finally, as to time, whether or not I enjoy as much of it as my father did over his long and successful life, I know I will spend the rest of my life owing him my gratitude for his efforts as I try to merit the faith he had in me and the loving support he provided me. And that concludes Ajit's message to all of you. And finally, I would like to invite my brother Ashwin Jain to the stage, please, to say a few words.
Stand here. Okay. So Jahan and I will give this speech together. Thank you, everyone, for coming today to remember and celebrate our grandfather. When I conjure an image of Baba in my mind, it is always with a mischievous smile and a twinkle in his eye, kind of like you see in that picture. We used to play rummy with him, and he would create not-so-secret cheating signals with his partners, most of the time my mom, who obviously was a willing participant. My favorite of his signals, and there were many, was the tongue wag, which I think stood for spades. At the same time, he was a man of impeccable manners and taste. He would always arrive in crisp attire with polite words, with polite words and a firm handshake. I don't know if his sons or grandsons could ever pull off suspenders, berets, or tweed jackets quite the way that he did. We have high hopes for his great-grandchildren, all 5 of them. He was a loving, supremely indulgent grandfather. Each year with Baba was punctuated by the arrival of specially procured treats and gifts. In the spring, masaledar seem ke beej from a small shop in Jinwada. In the summer, the bounty of mangoes of all varieties, which he would go and choose himself. He was a great assessor of fruit, a skilled hand at conducting the plumping test for ripeness. You want to come get Jahan? Okay, fine. In the autumn, we would go to the market to procure an arsenal of patakas, which he would then watch us deploy with glee. And in the winter, he would share with us a box of marzipan chocolates, which were sent to him every single year by his friend Dr. Berchter from Germany, who he had met in Rourkela in 1962. Shortly before I got married, I received an email from Baba. Gurgaon, May 8th, 2014. He would always open his emails with the precise location and the date. My dear Ashwin, I hope that you have supplied the best quality of mangoes to Karishma. Love, Baba. There is something very precious in the significance that he gave to the sharing of these small pleasures with those that he loved. He taught me that thoughtfulness is perhaps the most important gift that we have to give. When I was in school, I was assigned to a project to write an oral history about someone close to me. I chose Baba. I named the work, appropriately, The Life of Baba. I got to spend time with my dad, Ajit Chachu, Suraj Baba, and many of his friends, and in the process understood much about his history that previously had been hidden to me. My dad always says that Baba was an inflection point in the timeline of this branch of the Jain family. After much rejection and frustration, he managed to secure a seat in the IAS, a monumental achievement for someone whose own father had made a living trading two Anna stamp papers. Were it not for his tenacity, we would all be, to quote my dad, chokras running around in Kurja. After retiring from the IAS, the world was his oyster. My dadi was unwell, though, and he chose to bide his time by her side for years and years. I began to understand the significance of this choice only much later in my own life. It is the kind of choice that made him who he was, a man of undying love and loyalty. I hope that whatever form he is in now, he is reunited with Pushpa, and that they are in the pinkest of health, stylishly turned out, and on the cusp of some great mischief. We love you, Baba.
Thank you, Ashwin. Thank you, Jahan. So I think that concludes the speakers for today. And thank you all again for coming. And we'll hope you will join us for some refreshments. Baba was he was a real fan of Delhi street food, old Delhi street food, things like bourbon biscuits and samosas and jalebis and all that kind of stuff. And what we have tried to do through remembering all his foods is have some of all of that available for you downstairs, and we look forward to catching up over some refreshments. Finally, I would like to also just give a special thank you to Karishma, Ashwin's wife, for helping organize this entire event. So thank you very much, Karishma. And we'll see you all downstairs. Thank you.